By popular request, I'm gonna do today's lemongrass video, and I don't know why I'm pretending I'm in like a brush or something. I'm a dork. Hello, welcome back to another video. A bunch of you guys were asking how to prepare the lemongrass the way that I said that my mom does it. Lemongrass is really popular in Vietnamese cooking. I think it just adds a great warmth and a great flavor to dishes. It just reminds me of home. I just really like the grassiness to it. I do love like the citrusy kind of flavor that is already naturally in it. Hence the name lemongrass. I don't know why I made myself a lemongrass mustache. So let's get to it. You can't see what I'm doing. One moment. There we go. So what you're gonna need is lemongrass. I just basically bought 2 bunches. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give them a quick rinse. Cutting off the ends of the lemongrass. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna peel off the outside parts, the little woody bits. Because you can't really eat the woody bits, they're not gonna taste good. I'm gonna cut off that part. I'm just gonna cut off all of this top part actually, it's super woody. What you're left with is this kind of more tender part of the stalk. I'm just gonna keep on going. This makes delicious stock, so don't throw that out. So now you're left with these. I've cut them into 1-inch pieces before, and when you process it, it doesn't break up as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it up a little bit smaller. The smaller, the better. My knife is kind of dull. You know what? I'm gonna sharpen my knife. There's a couple dings in my blade from my granite counters. I thought I would love these counters, but they're actually so annoying. I'm super clumsy and I've broken several glasses. I've broken my coffee maker, like just from like honestly just tapping on the granite or just hitting it in like the wrong angle. One day when I have the choice of what kind of countertops that I have, I'm probably gonna go for butcher's blocks. They seem kind of high maintenance, but honestly, for someone who's as accident prone as I am, it just seems like the smarter choice. There's like a ding in the knife. Okay, well, I'll have to do an actual sharpen. In the meantime, this will probably do. Oh yeah, much better. So I'm gonna pull out this handy dandy guy. And this is gonna be the food processor. This is what it looks like. I'm gonna pop this on. I'm gonna do a little blitzy blitz. Basically, the texture that you want to get it to is something that's tolerable for you to eat. You don't want giant chunks, and you don't want paste. So, somewhere in between. If you see on the side, it'll have this like kind of shredded texture. That's what I want. And the inside, it's not quite there yet, but it's almost there. So I'm gonna keep on going. Maybe another like 2 minutes. Ta-da! Okay, there we go. See? That's what we want. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add, you could probably just leave it as is. It'll be kind of wet and delicious. Oh my God. If you guys could smell this, holy oh my God. So good. I'm gonna use about a bulb's worth. So probably like 10 pieces of garlic, maybe. That's probably good. I'm just gonna give it a little quick rinse. Garlic. Gonna pop that in there. We're gonna go back to pulsing. Oh my God, I'm having a moment. Okay, this is what it looks like. Oh, focus, focus. Yes, okay, there we go. Delicious. This is, I feel like, traditionally a lemongrass beef kind of recipe. I don't think I've ever had lemongrass beef, and if I have, I don't remember. I just know that lemongrass and garlic are, oh God, so good. And I'm gonna use some tofu, which I showed you in my last video. I used half of it and then I froze the other half because I wanted a specific texture that hopefully will be achieved with this tofu. So first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer this to a container. Actually, I'm gonna use this container. You don't wanna press it down, you wanna keep it like kind of loose and chunky because that way it'll be easier for you to use. Focus? Yes. It smells so good. All right, so let's use some of this tofu. Oh yeah, perfect, there we go. And this is the texture we want. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see this. So when I first bought this, the texture was like pretty smooth and dense. So it's like, it's got little air pockets in it because it's been frozen ahead of time. This was probably a little too thin. This is probably where you want it to be. A little bit thicker than this guy. You gotta check the flop consistency. Too floppy? Perfect. Not too floppy, but a little floppy. Science. I'm really sick of people being like, tofu's so bland, blah, 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 blah. It's so gross. I couldn't go vegan because tofu's nasty. Guys, tofu is like the bomb. It is so good, but you have to cook with it correctly. You can't just throw it into a dish. It's not gonna taste like anything. There is a distinct flavor, but it's not super present. You enhance it by adding flavor, and you know, like if you were to cook meat, like some people would marinate it first, right? That's how you get that flavor. Same thing with tofu. So we got our tofu, we got our lemongrass. I'm gonna cut up some onion. So for these, I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut it in half, and then I'm gonna chop them, dice them, I guess. I don't know, man, just do what I'm doing. That's basically all the prep you need for this dish. On the side, I'm also going to prep some bok choy. So that's gonna boil. Got my bok choy quartered. I'm gonna give them a rinse. Bowl, bok choy. Ta-da, greens. Turn on the heat. Let that preheat a wee bit. I'm gonna tie my hair back because I don't want my hair to catch on fire. Let's start off with some onion. Wow, that browns so quickly. And then we're gonna add probably that much lemongrass. I have an actual recipe in my blog post. So we're just gonna fry that up a little bit just so the garlic gets kind of fragrant. And then the lemongrass will start to get really citrusy and beautiful. I'm just gonna add the tofu and a little bit of soy sauce just to give it some color and flavor and moisture. Needs more oil. In this kind of recipe, the oil really carries the flavor, so you need the oil. It is kind of burning. I made it a little bit too hot. Don't do what I did. There we go. Now we got some water to deglaze the pan. This is all according to plan, you know? I might need to add a little bit more soy sauce, but I'm just gonna give one of these a taste. More. Much better. Needs heat though. Gonna add some with pepper. You could also use some dried chili flakes. So about a pinch. There we go, that smells right. Yeah, man. Here we go. That's it for this lemongrass. Basically now I'm just gonna put it in the freezer. The more air pockets there are, the easier it will be for you to kind of scrape out. Another thing you can do is put them into ice cube trays and then freeze them as little blocks, and that'll be a lot easier. I can't believe I just left this open for you guys. Put that in here. Oh, I already made a mess. Classic. I've got my blanched bok choy. I just boiled it for about 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes maybe, until it was bright green. And I'm gonna eat that with this, which is called, in Vietnamese we call it gao. It's like fermented bean curd. It's an acquired taste. Actually, field roast cheese is based off of this, which is why it's called chow cheese. My mom and I grew up eating this a lot. It's vegan, and you just dip greens in it. It's super delicious. I'm probably gonna mash this and make it into like a little bit more of a paste. And then I have my lemongrass tofu. I'm just gonna eat with some rice. There you have it. That's my meal for today. You can click here for the recipe. If you like these kind of recipes, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment down below to let me know what kind of recipe you would like to see next. All right, bye. Oh, fuck, I need to take a photo. Food blogger life, yo. So a bunch of you were asking me for a mushroom broth powder or seasoning that doesn't have MSG in it, and I found one. By popular request, and I need to sneeze. No, not gonna sneeze. Is this slightly better? You don't need to see my, damn it.